gente, dessa vez, ontem eu não fiz aqui, mas primeiramente desejar um feliz ano novo, que nós já estamos em 2024. E hoje vamos para a última transformação, que foi a do Purple. Vamos ver como ele virou um monstro. E se não viu no canal, se inscreve no canal, vamos ver. O laranja tá aqui. Beleza, o Purple chegou. Pegou. Tá, poxa, tá com... Amassou o orange.
Step aside or suffer the same fate. Come at me, and I will put you back in your proper place.
Tá, poxa! Amassou o green
You're all
junto
just
com o
stepping
orange.
stones. I won't rest until I reach him.
Chegou o blue.
You don't understand. I had no choice. There are things about this place that you don't know, Blue.
Tá, poxa.
Purple, why are you fighting so hard? There must be a reason behind all this.
Tá bom, assim.
There are things about this place, about my past.
Beleza, agora ele vai começar a contar a história dele.
Fine, I will tell you my story, Blue. And at the end of it, if you still wish to fight me, then so be it.
Beleza.
It all started on that one horrible day.
Tá, poxa.
That was the day that I was left
Aí
alone
tinha
in this
morrido todo
world.
mundo,
My
né?
mom, my
Mãe,
dad,
pai
my
e o
brother.
irmão
I
dele.
had lost everything.
Todo mundo aí
My family
morreu.
didn't have much, and what we did have was
Aí,
burnt
beleza.
up in that flame. But I'm a survivor, you see. From there, I moved from
Quem
foster
são
home to
esses?
foster home, meeting new families and playing them for suckers. I was constantly on the move. If I ever stuck in one place for too long, I started to have nightmares of my old home, my old family, and the fires that swept
Purple
them all
deve estar no
away.
hospital.
Because of my
Poxa, velho.
tendency to move around, the school systems didn't know what to do with me.
F pra
I
ele.
decided on my own to drop
Acho
out.
que ele sempre tirava
From
zero
there,
nas
I
provas.
became something of a
E quando ele
street
cresceu,
rat,
ele virou
robbing what I
ladrão.
could from rich passerby, enough to survive, and perhaps a little
O Purple
more.
era ladrão, velho.
My sticky
Filho da
fingers made
mãe.
me something of a legend on the streets, and I quickly gained some new friends. Dangerous friends. We had a solid crew
velho.
going, but as our power grew, so did that of our rivals. From pickpocketing to vandalism, we were
Quem são
always
esses?
competing against each other over territory. And to make matters even more
Beleza.
complicated, their leader and I, a strong, beautiful woman by the name of Violet, quickly fell in love.
Beleza.
Eventually, she even became my wife. Hold up, you were married? Like I said, there are
Aí,
things about my past you
já
didn't know
voltou
about.
normal, aí vai
Our
continuar.
romance was done in secret
que a
to not
namorada
anger
dele.
either side. But eventually, there was too much to hide. My
A
wife
namorada
had
dele.
become pregnant,
Aí,
and we
ela
both
ficou
decided
grávida.
there and then that we needed out of the game for good.
Ela
So
ficou
we ran
grávida.
away from it. We had
Grávida.
gotten
Ai,
good at it after all, running away
Ela
from life.
ficou grávida,
A year
velho.
had passed,
Ela
and my wife gave
conseguiu. Aí
birth
eles
to a
conseguiram
beautiful baby
filho.
girl. We didn't have
Uma
much after
filha,
leaving
na
it all
verdade,
behind,
menina.
but we had each other. We could finally start over. Unfortunately, life had other plans for us.
E aí,
One
beleza.
day,
Aí
my
está
wife's old
ela.
group caught up to her as she was buying
Ela
groceries.
pegou uma
They
laranja.
didn't take kindly to what they called deserters
Quem são
and
esses
decided
caras,
to
velho?
teach her a lesson. She didn't come home that night or any night after. She was gone,
Aí,
and I was left
beleza.
alone
Oxe,
with
ela
our
tá na caixa de
daughter.
leite.
Without my wife's help, I
O
lost my
Purple
way
foi
again.
roubar de novo.
Turned back to a life of petty crime, all in an effort to provide.
O
It
Purple
was
era um
all I
ladrão,
knew.
velho.
I tried to keep my second life for my daughter, but as she grew older,
Eu não
I
quero
think
saber
she
que o
started
Purple
to
era um
suspect
ladrão.
her dear old dad wasn't as good of a guy as she thought.
Nunca ia saber
Nevertheless,
mesmo.
we managed to eke out a humble life for ourselves, even as I struggled to make ends meet.
Vê?
That is, until the day before my daughter's 10th birthday. It was at this time that I first heard the name Rainbow
Oh.
Friends.
Agora,
Apparently, it was
e
all the
aí,
rage amongst
Rainbow
my daughter's
Friends.
classmates. I knew there was no way I could afford to take her there, and I told her as much. She understood, but I
A
could tell
filha do
deep
Purple
down
aqui, ó, ela cresceu, olha. Ela já tava na escolinha.
that she was disappointed. I resolved to myself that if I couldn't
Aí,
bring
ó,
her
o
to the
negócio ali
Rainbow
do
Friends,
Rainbow
then I could
Friends,
bring the Rainbow
que já tinham
Friends to
3
her.
monstros.
That night, I
Aí,
made my way
o
to
lugar
the
abandonado
playplace.
do Rainbow
The place
Friends.
looked abandoned, completely run down. Regardless, I
Aí,
busted in and
beleza.
started my
Cadê?
search.
O
There had
rosto
to
tá
be some
aí.
sort of dolls or other merch I could grab for her.
Nem sinal do
My
Red.
search took me deep into the play place, and all the while, I was being watched.
Nadinha do Red.
I finally made my way to what looked like a laboratory when I saw
Que
it.
pena que não tem
I saw
legenda.
a man being
Ó,
turned into a
o
monster for
Orange.
the first time.
Ah,
I
não.
only caught
É
a
o Purple.
glimpse, but it was enough. The man who would become red was standing there,
Ah, não, é o
laughing,
Orange,
as a
velho.
larger man was twisted and mutated into becoming who we now know as
É o
Orange. It was
Orange.
the most terrifying sight I ever laid eyes on. When it was over, I couldn't help it. I screamed. Red turned to face me, and I'll never forget what he said.
Ah, do you want to become
Vixe,
my
o
friend
Red.
too?
O
I
Red.
ran, but I didn't know where I was
Saiu
going,
correndo,
whereas he knew the
Purple.
facility like the back of his hand. So I ducked into a vent. I sat there in the darkness for a
Aí,
moment until I heard a flame flicker to life.
É por isso
I
que o Purple
turned,
fica
only
dentro
to
da
come face to
tubulação,
face with
porque
the man once
ele entrou
more.
na tubulação.
I woke up strapped to a table
Pegou ele,
with Red
ele
standing
nem ele
over me.
escapou.
He was holding a binder full of pictures of
E
me,
ele acordou
my
com o
wife and my
Red.
daughter.
My, what a tragic life you've led up to this
E a,
moment, my
a
friend.
namorada dele
I
e a
am
filha
truly
dele,
sorry.
Can it? You're no friend of mine.
ele ficou muito bravo.
Temper. Relax. I'm going to offer you a deal, and I highly suggest that you take it.
He spoke of a contract between the two of us. He would provide for my daughter, making it so that she would never want for anything in this world ever
Beleza, agora
again.
isso daí que eu não sei
He had
nada.
a plan to get his riches back to
Olha.
accomplish this, and how I would play a key role in it. Of course, he
Ele
explained.
vai virar o
In order for
Purple,
this plan to succeed, my
que é o
daughter
último
could never
monstro, na
know
verdade, dos
what
Rainbow
happened to me.
Friends.
I knew I could never provide
Beleza,
for
ele
her.
assinou um
I was
negócio
nothing
ali,
but a
ó.
low-life thief, and so
Ele
I
tinha assinado
accepted the
ali, ó.
terms.
Dá pra entender
It was
nada.
over in a flash.
E
I
aí
might have
criou.
screamed,
Aí,
but
ó,
I can
tomou
hardly
choque.
remember. Before I knew it, my limbs had grown long and
No.
gangly, and my skin became purple.
E
I
aí ele virou
accepted my
Purple.
new life as a rainbow friend, and for his part, Red delivered to me monthly
Purple.
updates on my daughter's progress. She
E
was
aí
alone
ele
in the
viu,
world,
guardou
but he had
alguma
made
coisa
sure
no
to get her in the
envelope.
proper channels. Due to the Rainbow Friends' success, Red became rich, and he had passed a
O
portion of
Purple
those
ali, ó.
earnings on to her. She had
O
become
Red
successful
ainda não
herself,
era
doing well
transformado,
in
tá,
school,
gente? O
sports,
Red não era
art,
um
and
monstro.
talent. My little girl had it
Ainda.
all. He kept his word, or so it seemed. One
beleza.
day, as we were entertaining
Aí
the
ele viu a
guests as
filha dele.
usual, I saw her, my
Oxi.
daughter, now fully
Só
grown
que na
up.
verdade,
She looked just like her mother. I couldn't believe my
Nossa,
little
namorada
daughter had
dele.
turned into the successful woman
A
that
filha.
stood before me. And yet,
E ele
I
nunca
couldn't
queria
bear
sair
to face
porque ele
her,
sentia
so I hid. I was
vergonha.
ashamed of what I had become. No daughter should have to see their father in this condition.
Ele tinha
Then
ele
she
tinha
watched
muita
closer.
vergonha, porque agora
She
ele era
seemed
um
sad,
monstro.
lonely even, as if
Ele
she
tinha
was looking
vergonha
for
de
something.
sair.
I reached out of the vent to make my presence known, but she
Aí,
was
ó,
called away by Red.
ela foi
He
com o
ushered her out of
Red.
the room, and I never saw her again.
That's a
Aí
sad
desde
story,
então,
but I don't understand. You've been here for a
nunca
long
mais viu a
time.
filha
Why
dela.
act out now? It
Nunca
sounds
mais
like
ele
your
viu a
daughter is
filha.
safe.
I thought so
a
too,
filha dele,
until
na
I found
verdade.
out that it was all a lie. You might recall the police officers
E
that were
aqui, ó,
investigating
encheu
this
de
place.
policial.
Well, turns out they were looking for missing persons. Among those missing was
Praticamente
my
encheu de
little girl.
policial.
He lied, Blue. He didn't take care of her. He turned her into another one of his friends.
No, that's horrible.
É, beleza.
Is it too late?
Até agora
I
tudo
don't
bem.
know. There hasn't been a new friend made here in a while. But either way, Red's going to pay for what he's done. Are you with me?
Let's do this.
Aí beleza, eles vão no laboratório do vermelho. Ou Red. Tá, poxa.
Red, we gotta talk.
Yeah.
Ah, Purple.
Purple.
I was hoping you would join us.
Us?
Vixe, velho.
Please!
A filha do
No, you
Purple.
monster. Let her go.
Wait, that voice. Dad?
Well, Purple, aren't you
Meu
going to answer her?
Deus.
Come on,
Tá
buddy. You
acontecendo
can
tudo
do
nessa
this.
animação,
It's
velho.
me, sweetie.
Dad, you're alive. I thought you. I'm so happy you're okay.
You are?
Enquanto isso,
I'm
eles estão
so
conversando em vez de
sorry.
meter a porrada
I
no
tried to make
Red.
your life better, and all I did was ruin everything.
Nonsense. For you see, now you can be together forever.
Vixe, já era. Ligou a máquina.
No!
I'm on it.
Não! Isso! Não, velho! Pegou.
I
Já estou cheio de você.
love you.
Não, velho! Beleza, ele fez com o Red igual os outros monstros. Pegou ele, tacou e depois jogou na própria máquina. Praticamente o Purple teve só vingança, né? Porque ele queria transformar a filha dele em um monstro. Mas deixa isso pra lá. Então, gente, esse foi o vídeo. Se inscreve no canal e deixa seu like. Valeu, falou e fui.